So, John, picture this. It's a beautiful day at the beach, the sun is out, the sea is cool. All of a sudden, the aliens from Edge of Tomorrow attack. There is very clearly an alpha there, which you could try and kill and save the world. What do you do? How does it play out?
Well, first of all, what the hell am I doing on a beach?
Ah, that's a good point, yeah.
It's a sunny day. With this skin? Are you insane? With social distancing not being followed?
Sure, okay, well, let's just move on from all those points.
Mm-hmm.
Do you try and save the world, or dig yourself a little hole and hide in it? What do you do?
Well, like a little sand hole? I mean, do I know what an alpha is in this universe?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Let's say you've seen Edge of Tomorrow and you know exactly the deal.
And do I have like a handy transponder to fling at it, or whatever it was they were using?
Are you trying to pass that off as they actually called it a transponder?
Transponder. the doohickey.
The doohickey, okay. Sure, let's say you do.
Okay. And I'm guessing that throwing you in front of the aliens to save myself has not worked.
Maybe it delayed them by about half a second.
Well, I'm out of options, really.
Okay, so just sit there and die, is it?
I'd give it a good stab.
Give it a good stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't think I'm the hero that the world is waiting for. I don't think I'm the Tom Cruise in this situation, to be honest.
Wow. You heard it first from here. John is not Tom Cruise.
Shocking, I know. Too tall.
Some films are fine just the way they are. Other films sometimes take it way too far. But really, how bad could it get? Let's go beyond the box set.
Welcome everybody to Beyond the Box Set, the podcast where today we are picturing prequels, sequels and spin-offs to Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever that shit title the book was.
Oh, I think Live, Die, Repeat is a much better title than Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Do you know what the book title was?
No, I don't.
Oh, let me look it up, I've forgotten.
It was a Japanese comic book, right? So if it's bad, it's probably just bad because it doesn't translate well. If it's just like odd, I don't know what it is.
All You Need Is Kill.
All You Need Is Kill. Yeah, that sounds like it was written in Japanese and sounded really cool. Yeah. And it got passed through a few rounds of Google Translate. And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow, I think...
Well, let's continue with me a little
Sorry,
intro here.
I got too ahead of myself.
So yeah, pitching prequel, sequel, spin-offs to whatever this is called. We will also be pitching some drinking games and hearing from my listeners with the submissions they've posted on Facebook and Twitter. But first, we're going to talk about some of our favourite moments, give a bit of a plot summary. I am Harry, the host with the most similarities to Tom Cruise. I can run for very short periods.
Please do listen. Right.
I'm stunningly good looking, and everybody thinks I'm gay.
Okay, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Joining me as always, he's short, he's definitely gay, and he doesn't use a stuntman. It's John Lucas.
Do all my own stunts.
Yes.
Right now, no stuntman needed. This is all me.
Yes, so the name. So, yeah, we've got Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, All You Need Is Kill.
I think there's a clear winner in that trick. And it's not neither of the ones that they went with for their commercial releases.
No, apparently Live, Die, Repeat was the director's choice.
Why did they change it?
The studio didn't like Live, Die, Repeat.
That's so weird because Edge of Tomorrow just sounds so generic. Like, that doesn't tell you anything about what the film was about. Live, Die, Repeat, I'm interested.
Yeah, all right, I get it. Yeah. I understand what it is already. It's Live, Die, Repeat. It's got Tom Cruise. You see from a poster, it's clearly like a mechanized war movie. You're like, I know exactly what this is and I want to watch it. People love this kind of movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's good or not, people love it.
Yeah.
And just, tell it as it is and people will go watch it.
Yeah. Well, famously, this film, it didn't completely bomb, but it wasn't as successful as they hoped. It kind of only made just over 100 million in America. And, Tom Cruise action movie, you want it to be looking more at like 400 million, and then it did have a big afterlife on like streaming and DVD, and after it went to
home sales,
exactly, because it was well reviewed, people liked it, but it just didn't connect with people, and I think a lot of that probably comes down to the fact that people didn't get what it was about. And an incredibly generic title. Yeah. When also because Tom Cruise releases so many generic action movies, especially around this time, I think he's kind of slowed down a bit. And I think he only really does Mission Impossible movies at this point. But like, if you think like 7 or 8 years ago when this movie came out, it was like Oblivion, generic title. What was that about? God knows. Valkyrie, there's more, I'm sure. You know,
I've watched and enjoyed Oblivion multiple times, but I still cannot tell you what it's about.
No.
I've forgotten entirely.
It's just another
It's not
Tom
that I didn't
Cruise
understand it.
Yeah, just in one ear out the other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, is Tom Cruise interesting to watch in this?
He's Tom Cruise. He's always interesting to watch.
I love it when he gets super high energy about something.
Yeah.
And he does do that, like in a brief spell in this film.
No,
where he just turns it up to 11 and he just...
Yeah.
Very intense Tom Cruise.
No, he is a good movie star. It's so easy to make fun of Tom Cruise for many, many reasons.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he is a great movie. He's like The Rock, you know. You know what you're going to get. You're going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have no issue with Tom Cruise in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that... Well, what did you think of this movie? Just as a general experience of watching it.
It's alright.
Yeah, I heard the sound was like, eh.
Yeah,
like
it's nothing too special.
No,
it's not like it's not blowing my mind.
Yeah,
and I feel like it thought it was.
Well, I thought it was essentially 20 to 25 minutes of a quite interesting twist on a Tom Cruise movie. You know, playing as someone who was actively bad at, you know, being an action hero,
actively dying a lot,
a coward, playing up to like the smarminess that people don't like about Tom Cruise, making that a feature, where it's like, okay, you're not supposed to like him, just laugh at him getting in all these situations and being killed a lot. That was great. And then about half an hour into it, it just drops all that, and then it just became a really standard issue Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
And then I lost interest for a lot of it, really.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because there was a good idea there, but I just don't think it really leaned in enough to what made it stand out, or could have made it stand out from other Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I've seen this before, and like I think I enjoyed it the first time through enough that I wanted to do it on this podcast, and it's part of the reason, very much not the whole reason, part of the reason why I chose this season.
Yeah. I think if I had seen this in the cinema, I probably would have liked it more. I mean, it's a classic popcorn. This is a film that's made for a cinema release. Yeah. Whereas when I watched it last night, like, it was perfectly fine. I didn't like actively lose interest. I was watching the whole thing, but I definitely kind of was like drifting a little bit in the last hour. I was just like, is this over yet? And I kind of feel like it's given all it's going to give. Whereas, because it's so high octane, I think if it had just been a cinema thing, I would have been like, oh, that was cool. That was fun. But yeah. I miss the cinema. I really miss the cinema.
He'll be back soon.
I know.
Right, well, first of all, you're not fighting an army. You have to think of this as a single organism. Now, these common drones, they act like it's claws.
And alphas, like the one that you killed, are much more rare.
Yeah, they're like 1 in 6.18 million, by my guess.
They act as the enemy's...
They're like its central nervous system. But this is the brain. It controls them all. And this is the Omega. And the Omega has the ability to control time.
Whenever an alpha is killed, an automatic response is triggered. The Omega starts the day over again. But you see, this time, it can remember what's going to happen, just like you do.
It knows exactly what we're going to do before we're going to do it.
And an enemy that knows the future can't lose. Unless you change the outcome.
Me? When you killed that alpha, you inadvertently entered the enemy's nervous system.
Kate, you've seized control of the Omega's ability to reset the day.
How's that even possible? Perhaps this organism's only vulnerability, its only vulnerability, is humanity.
Regardless of that, you control the power now, just as I did in Verdun.
So I'm resetting the day? Okay. How do I control it?
You have to die.
Every day.
Until the Omega's destroyed.
Okay, so plot summary then?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. It's your film. Oh, no, it's my film.
Yeah.
Crap, I hadn't prepared for this. For some reason, I assumed this was a you film.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I would keep watching this thinking, like, this is definitely a me choice, but somehow it's not.
Yeah, okay. Wow, I'd completely not prepared a plot summary. Okay, let's wing it. It's not that difficult. Tom Cruise. He runs, yeah. So we open with this montage of the world has been invaded by some alien species called mimics. Well, that's what people call them anyway.
Yeah.
And they have landed on Earth in an asteroid, and they're just playing Risk, it seems.
Basically, yeah. They've taken continental Europe.
Yes.
They've got it.
It really did feel like Risk, didn't it? They really went like country by country. The colours changed. It was like,
Yeah.
I've not played Risk in ages. It's just really... Tom Cruise is in some way... What was his role?
I think that he's a poster boy for the American army.
So is he a celebrity or is he a media person?
I think kind of both, and also a soldier. But like, he's not actually a soldier. Like, he's not really trained in combat.
Sure. Yeah, he works for the army in a media role.
Like, he's the American version of Emily Blunt in this movie. Emily Blunt, who is just the poster girl for the British Army, it seems. Although she is actually military trained and will fight in battles.
Yeah, full metal bitch.
Yeah.
No, but this is the thing. I don't think the film really thought very hard about what his position was, because he's somewhat of a media figure anyway. He's behind the scenes. And then Brendan Gleeson, who is like playing the army captain guy. Yeah. Brendan Gleeson says, we're going to send you to the front so that we can film you or something. It's going to be like a media thing. And then Tom Cruise says, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not a soldier. I don't want to put my life in danger. This is the front is for this big like D-Day style fight back.
It's very D-Day, isn't it?
The whole film has loads of World War II stuff. We'll get into it. But basically, he's going to send Tom Cruise to the front lines for a media opportunity, like a PR thing. And Tom Cruise says, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not a soldier and I don't want to be in the line of fire. And then he very foolishly tries to blackmail Brendan Gleeson. And Brendan Gleeson responds by having him arrested, demoted to private, and basically sent to a squad of complete losers who are doomed to die. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. So, I mean, this is all just set up. It doesn't really matter. But I was kind of like, well, is he famous or not? Because no one else ever seems to recognise him.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I got the impression he's going to the front lines because, he's like the poster child. He's going to go and they're going to film him and he's like going to be the face of this, you know. But that didn't feel like, unless the people on J Squad just didn't care about famous people, but nobody seemed to be like, oh, hey, you're
him.
You're him. You're the face of the American forces in this war.
Yeah.
Not the last time this film won't fully explain some... There's a lot of... I have many questions about aspects of stuff. Anyway.
I have very few answers.
I'm sure you do. Anyway, so Tom Cruise is now sent to the front, and he is immediately put into J Squad, which is just this ragtag bunch of...
characters.
Very strange collection. I don't know how they represented any kind of military squad. They just seemed really random. Like,
they must have surely just been like, hey, you failed literally every other thing. Nobody wants you. Everybody hates you because you're all really annoying. Yeah. Let's just put you all together in a room.
Do you have an incomprehensible accent?
Yeah.
Join the squad.
Do you like to not wear uniform, wear Hawaiian shirts instead?
Yeah.
Here you go.
So he gets put on J Squad. Oh, he also runs into Bill Paxton, who I love. Always love a bit of Bill Paxton. Yeah. Sadly missed. Just one of those actors who just shows up in films like this and just instantly makes them just a little bit better, just because he's so much fun and he always knows exactly what he's in. So Bill Paxton's basically playing the sergeant major who actually has lines like you little maggot. Yeah, it's all very much that. He's got the thick Kentucky accent. He's basically Foghorn Leghorning over the whole thing, and it's just he's great. Yeah, always here for some Bill Paxton. Yeah, but so Tom Cruise gets put on J Squad, and he's still obviously trying to figure out a way to not get sent to the front lines, but he can't do it, and he does end up getting sent to the front lines. The force of humanity, the United States of humanity, have recently won a very significant battle against the aliens. Yeah. And this is now the final push to kind of push them back and defeat them. Or so they think. Yeah. So it is essentially D-Day, you know. So he gets put on the squad and they're going to be among the first people to get dropped onto the beaches and, you know, to fulfill this push. And the fighting takes place in these giant metal suits, the function of which was unclear to me. Because they just seemed like they were very heavy and unwieldy, and I didn't entirely see where they benefited anyone, but... What did they do?
I was going to say, they had lots of weapons attached to them, but also they kept running out of ammo. Yeah. Which is normally a complaint for action movies like this. Like, nobody ever runs out of ammo. In this one, they run out too often. Yeah. It feels like, hey, you've got a giant mechanized suit. Why are you always out of ammo? What's happening here?
It seemed like there were some design flaws. Although apparently it can be used while you are completely naked. So, yeah. Yeah. And that's fine. Nobody has any issue with that. Yeah. Why are they wasting these giant, expensive suits on these J Squadders? Or does everyone just get one? Like, They can't be the first choice to get these if these suits are so good.
I mean, maybe humanity has just kind of put all its finances into this.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they go to the front line. Tom Cruise is still shitting a brick, and they get dropped onto the war zone, and it's a trap, basically. It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a complete rout. The aliens, who are these kind of CGI
Tentacly
octopusy things, who don't really seem to have any kind of motivation.
No, not take over the world.
Oh, if they have... I mean, the aliens are very thinly drawn.
Yeah.
They really are.
But this film isn't really about, like, the alien design.
No, not at all. What's the point? They're just nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like the aliens themselves are not really important.
No. I know, and I appreciate it that they didn't waste a lot of time on them, because this film's already just clocks in at 2 hours. And at least they didn't waste any...
It's longer than it should be, though,
It is longer than it needed to be, but
yeah.
At least they didn't clog up 20 minutes to half an hour on explaining exactly why the aliens were... You know, at least it's just like, they're here, they're killing people, that's all you really need to know.
Yeah. They moved past it so quickly that when I watched it with Louise, like, she completely missed it and then just checked out from the film because she just didn't really know what was going on. I was like, aliens have landed, they're invading, that's it. Like, just
all you need to know.
You just get it.
So the aliens attack, and it's a complete rout, and everyone's getting slaughtered. All of Jay's squad are getting slaughtered. He runs into Emily Blunt, who is a poster child, as you mentioned, for the armed forces, known as Full Metal Bitch. Yeah. She's like on the sides of buses and stuff. Again, I had questions. When did she do that photo shoot? When did she just do like a glamour shot of herself holding this giant cricket bat thing? And just
that's what being a poster child is.
Sure, but you never got a sense. I don't know. You never got a sense that, again, of her why she's a celebrity. She just seems to be because she needs to be. But whatever. He sees her. She immediately gets killed. Shortly afterwards, he also gets killed. Yeah. So Tom Cruise is dead.
After killing an alpha, that's very important.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
so
there's one alien that comes that's just bigger than all the others.
Yes.
And he manages to blow it up with a landmine.
Yeah. Kind of just by chance. We established he's not a very good soldier.
Yeah.
But he manages to kill an alpha, and the alpha's blood goes all over him as he's being burnt to death, basically. Yeah. And then he immediately wakes up, because this is a time travel movie, and he's back on the same day when he was enlisted into the army as a private. So once again, he's getting yelled at by Bill Paxton. He's being thrown onto J Squad. It's all just repeating over again. Yeah. And basically that just keeps happening. He just keeps, I mean, as the proposed title goes, live, die, repeat, he just keeps getting sent to the front line and being killed in increasingly, horrible ways. But obviously the more he does it, because he remembers, he starts learning things. And so he starts dodging the ways that kill him. Yeah. And eventually he sees Emily Blunt again. And after a few times of her dying and him dying and just all kinds of death, eventually he manages to have a conversation with her and explains to her, look, I know you're going to die because I've been through this many times already. And then she says, find me in the next life. Yeah. Or in the next cycle.
Yeah, find me when you wake up.
Basically, yeah. So essentially she indicates that she too has had this experience and she knows what he means and she believes him. So he does, he kind of...
What are the chances that both the poster children just get it?
Yeah, I know, right? So then he dies again, wakes up again in J Squad, manages to sneak off after a few failed attempts in which he dies, finds Emily Blunt just doing planking in a giant grabber machine.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Very puzzled by this whole training that seems to be just for her. Yeah. Like, I know she's famous in this world, but she's just planking surrounded by giant claw-like grabbers that swing around and kill people. Yeah. It seems cost effective in the middle of a war, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Emily Blunt looks great planking, but, So yeah, he speaks to her and explains once again that he knows she doesn't remember the way he does. She's not going through the same cycle as him. She does lose her memory every time he dies and the day stops. But when he explains it to her, she
gets it immediately.
Yeah, because it's happened to her. She did go through this period when she was dying and waking up and in that cycle and remembering it, but then she lost it. Yeah. And so now that Tom Cruise has found it, I guess, she needs to work with him to figure out how to stop the massacre. And to do that, we get a whole bunch of exposition around there being... So there's the alphas, and then there's also... What was the main villain called? It was literally just like a brain.
Let's just call it the orb.
The orb, yeah.
I don't remember what it was called.
It was the MacGuffin. It was the thing. Yeah. There's another, higher intellect of the aliens, which is just a bunch of tentacles under the sea, it turns out. And that's the one that controls everything and keeps resetting the timeline, basically. But Tom Cruise has accidentally absorbed that power, and now he's in control of resetting the timeline, in the sense that it resets every time he dies.
Yeah.
But that's all the control he has over it.
Yeah, because this power used to be the thing that the aliens held,
Yeah.
which meant that when they invaded the planet, they could just do it again and again and again until they learnt exactly how to do it.
Oh, that's it, right. They use the time
Yeah,
loop
but
thing.
and that's
till
what
they're not the enemies.
what the alpha aliens would do,
Yeah.
basically. But because Tom Cruise killed an alpha alien and its blood went all over him and melted his body, it got into his bloodstream.
Yes.
And that's how he got the power, and now the aliens don't have that power anymore.
Okay. So I have a couple of questions about this whole thing.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know why I'm asking this in the sense that you're ever going to be able to answer them, but I'm just going to put them on the table. So Emily Blunt has been through this,
Yeah.
and then she lost it.
Yeah, because she had a blood transfusion.
How did she know she'd lost it?
Okay. Good one.
Because the only way to lose it is to die and then stay dead.
Yes.
So how did she realise that she couldn't die anymore?
Yep, they clearly not thought that one through. Okay. Next question, please.
My second question for now. What was it? I did have another really important one on this.
I've got one.
Go on.
If the aliens are, if they've tricked humanity into thinking that they can do a successful like D-Day landing battle,
Sure.
come back to Europe and beat the aliens, but it turns out it's the trap, and the aliens are just going to destroy the British army or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the aliens' plan, why send one of the alphas there
Yeah.
to potentially die and give Tom Cruise the time power?
Maybe one of them needs to be in
Proximity.
in proximity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, you gave an answer.
Yeah. There you go. So
Good.
That's what they needed me on as a script doctor for this. Okay, so my other question.
Yeah.
So at this point in the movie, when Emily Blunt realizes that Tom Cruise has the power, and she agrees to work with him, and we then go into a full montage where they're continuing to work together. They keep getting killed,
Yeah.
and every time he has to go back, tell it all over again, do this, which thankfully the movie does not dwell on.
Yeah,
Thank God.
That's the best part of this movie is what it doesn't show you.
Yeah, this movie has such short individual scenes. It's so choppy.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole movie is a montage or a trailer, which kind of works in an action movie. So, yeah. So basically, they keep dying, and ultimately, they realize that it's because Tom Cruise just is not good enough
Yeah.
at this,
Yeah.
And he is getting better every time because he can see what's going to happen, so he can dodge certain things. But ultimately, Emily Blunt says, "Look, you need me to train you." So then we get this other montage. Again, the whole movie is a montage, but there's this other montage of her training him. And it's quite comedic. They're in the grabber room. They're doing all this training, and he keeps getting hit by things and killed and injured. And every time he just has to do a full day of training, and then at the end of the day, he has to get shot in the head.
Yeah.
That's basically his life for several years.
No idea. Yeah.
It seems hellish to me.
Yeah.
A full day of horrible exercise, and then at the end, he just gets shot in the head. Like,
Yeah.
what a miserable existence.
I mean, he could take a break every now and then. And just like, when he escapes a squadron, just like instead of going to do some training, he could just like, I just need to have a day at the beach. In fact, he does.
He goes to the pub.
He goes to the pub at one point, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So,
And then aliens attack and destroy the planet.
yeah, exactly. He never has a good day, is what I'm saying.
No. Well, there's not a good day to be had. Like, it's the day before the end of the world.
Sure. Okay, so here's another question I had. I know I shouldn't really dwell on the logic of this movie.
Yeah.
But, so, he goes through months and months of rigorous training with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
For this. Now, he dies every day.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up back where he was.
Yeah.
Obviously, his consciousness
Yeah.
is retaining information. Is his body?
As in what? Muscle memory and stuff?
Yeah, because...
You'd have to assume not.
Well, that's what I mean, because imagine... What's the point of training if your body just goes back to square one every day? That would be so frustrating. All the hard work of exercise with none of the benefit of like...
Well, I guess that he's still fit. He's just not trained how to fight.
Sure, but I mean, what is the No, I get that. He's still Tom Cruise. But what I mean is, what purpose is the training giving him if his reflexes aren't getting any better because they're still at the same place they were from day one?
I mean, I think you'd have to ask somebody who's an expert in training and personal fitness, because I do not know what is actually linked to the brain and what is linked to your muscles.
Sure, I'm pretty sure.
But let's make the assumption that the brain is the only thing that is retaining every single day, and the muscles are not.
That's what I mean. Reflexes are surely a mix of the two. I can understand how he's learning how to anticipate things.
Yeah,
but whether he's actually getting faster, stronger, better, I would probably say no.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, this must have been a very frustrating experience for him.
Yeah.
Now this is where I feel also that I'm not sure whether I would have enjoyed this film more or less had someone other than Tom Cruise been playing it. Like, what do you think? Like,
would you have cast somebody else?
Just, I think this aspect of Tom Cruise playing against type as a person who's not an action hero, who's actively a coward, not well suited to combat.
Would you try and cast somebody a little bit more comedic, like a Chris Hemsworth or something?
Maybe, yeah, but also maybe just someone, because the thing is, he's still Tom. Like you said, he's still Tom Cruise. Like even at the beginning of the film, he's still like this weird little muscular. You know, there's just he's all muscle. That man. You know, he's all like he's not like
all muscle, no height.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all just this. He's this little compact. You know, whatever. Like, I don't know. Imagine if that had been. I mean, this is our Groundhog Day season. Imagine if this film had been made in the 90s and that character was Bill Murray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this actual Weasley character who doesn't look like somebody who could just jump into an action movie at any moment.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go younger, like Simon Pegg. You know, somebody who, you know, could certainly play someone who gets more action hero-y. You know, you could definitely believe, you know, that. But who essentially looks like a normal human being who's been thrown into a situation.
Yeah.
Who also looks like could be a member of this J Squad, which is all full of Simon Peggs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still was very much distractingly Tom Cruise. It was like, yeah, but you're Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I totally agree. Did you think it was weird with the J Squad that they gave everybody characteristics in like that scene where he meets them and like they've got cards underneath a quilt that they're trying to hide?
Sure, they've got like a gambling thing. Yeah.
And they give everybody these big characteristics as though they're about to be the team that he's going to be hanging out with all film. And it's not quite like they give you that expectation just to take it away immediately, because it then repeats again and again. That's the nature of it.
Sure.
And he meets them again and again, and every single time they've all got these massive personalities. Like, there's the weird sort of butch lesbian who's trying to be like really hard because she has to be. There's the weird Australian guy who's just kind of cocky. There's the only person who has any kind of personality that kind of leans over into a second scene is the guy who takes his clothes off and just fights naked.
Sir Dontos from Game of Thrones, yeah.
Oh, is it? But yeah, like everybody else, they're in it for that one scene where they just get lots of script and stuff and then nothing else afterwards. And it just felt a bit weird to me. Just like, so we just made friends with all these people. Do they all just die off screen or what?
I reckon they all have a lot of extra footage in the deleted scenes.
Probably.
I think that all got chopped out.
Yeah.
Like, apparently they finished filming the movie and then they decided they needed to make some improvements to it. So then they brought in Jeremy Piven from Entourage and other things and filmed a whole bunch of extra scenes where he was like going to be a supporting character. I think maybe a member of J Squad or something.
But where Tom Cruise are going to be a supporting character?
No. They brought in Jeremy Piven to be a supporting character to Tom Cruise.
Right.
Like, probably Jeremy Piven seems like someone who would probably be like the comic relief, like the snarky side character or something. So they filmed all these scenes with Jeremy Piven and then decided not to use them. So he's just not in the movie. Like,
brilliant.
So I think there were a lot of versions, because this director as well, I think he's I forget his name now, but he's well known for making films is always quite difficult. I think there's always lots of reshoots and he changes things on the day, and he did one of the Bourne. I think all his movies end up going over budget and stuff. He seems to get fired a lot from films. So I feel like there's a lot of cutting room floor stuff, and just like random bits just ended up in the movie that didn't really need to be there. So yeah.
Private Kimmel, what is my view of gambling in the barracks?
Dislike it, Sergeant Farrell.
Nance, why do I dislike it?
Because it entertains the notion that our fate is in hands other than our own.
And what is my definitive position on the concept of fate, Chorus?
Through readiness and discipline, we are masters of our fate.
You might call that notion ironic. But trust me, you'll come around.
Do you want to try and continue with the plot?
Sure, where was I?
So he's met Emily Blunt, they've done a training thing.
Yes.
And I think they go and try and fight on a beach or whatever.
Sure. Well, they're essentially trying to figure out the location of the brain.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, she introduced him to this scientist guy. Is he the guy from Picard?
I feel like he is the guy who... I forget, he's an Australian actor. He's in a few things. I can't remember what else I've seen him in. But I feel like he plays this role in everything he ever does.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He is Mr. Scientist Exposition Person.
What was his name? Noah Taylor.
Noah Taylor, yes.
That's it. I definitely recognise that name.
He's been in things, yeah.
Was he the bad guy in Skyscraper?
Ooh, that rings a bell.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yes, he was. Mr. Pierce.
Yes, he was not Jeremy Irons in Skyscraper. Yes, great. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, oh, that's very pleasing.
I'm glad he's getting work.
Yeah, good for him. But yeah, he's here for exposition, and he explains that they need to find the central brain and throw some...
This film is shit.
It's so ridiculous. They need to destroy the central brain, and then that'll break the loop.
Yeah. It'll not break the loop, like, it'll just mean that the other alien soldiers don't really have anything to go by. They don't know what to do.
It seems like it'll break them, and
they'll win.
The humanity will win. They'll break down. The aliens will break down. Because it seems like they'll just die straight away.
Yeah. It's like destroying the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, I was going to go for Star Wars. It's like that bit at the middle of the Death Star that you just blow that up and then everything's fine. Like, basically. So
I mean, pretty much every kind of franchise that has like an army just has like a kill the one thing, and that just solves everything.
Their weak spot. Yeah, it's their weak spot. They need to figure out where it is, and then they need to destroy it.
Yeah,
and then they go back to see Brendan Gleeson again because there's a transponder. What was the transponder about? Was that the thing that they needed?
So, okay, I got this.
Okay, good.
So, at one point, after Emily Blunt introduces Tom Cruise to Noah Taylor, who is this crazy scientist guy who's like, I don't believe anything, but also nobody believes me. Wah!
Yeah, because he's just guessing all of this as well. Like, he has no way of knowing that this is going to work.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, Emily Blunt and him, they say, okay, you're going to have these repeating days for a while, well, seemingly forever until you get your blood transfused.
Yeah.
At some point, you might get visions.
Oh, yes, there were some visions, yeah.
And they never say, like, to what end, really. And then he gets the vision of, like, so it's just in a dam somewhere that, has some German signage or whatever. And Noah Taylor's like, all right, well, there can't be that many dams in Germany.
You're in continental Europe.
Which, first of all, I'm like, whoa, there can't be that many dams in Germany. Also, that's not the only German-speaking country in Europe.
It could be in Switzerland, yeah. This film was so made by Americans. Just like, Europe is one blob.
Yeah. Not that many dams in Germany.
Oh, dear.
So, in one of the days that Tom Cruise has, he manages to, I don't know, run away from the battle or something. I don't remember exactly what happens. But he does somehow get into a vehicle of some kind. He gets to the dam of his dreams,
right,
and explores it, and there is no orb there. Like
the alien was using those visions to put him on the wrong track, right?
Yeah, basically to trap him, and like he goes there, and there's an alien there, and it tries to bleed him dry, essentially to take the power back.
Is that where the cottage is, or is that later on?
I think that's later on.
Okay,
or it might be slightly ahead. I'm not sure.
At this point in the movie, I was drifting.
I may have got mixed up, but I will catch it up.
Sure.
Yeah, so Tom Cruise manages to commit suicide, and it's all safe.
Okay.
It's a weird sentence.
Yes, but in this movie, yes.
Yeah, and so then it turns out that Brendan Gleeson has a magical doohickey device.
Yes.
That will make the visions actually show the correct
is
location.
That what the transponder did?
Yeah.
Okay, I was so zoned out at this point. I was just like, move it along, come on.
Yeah. So I have definitely got ahead of myself here. But yeah, so they go to Whitehall or wherever Brendan Gleeson is. Yeah, they go there, they threaten him or whatever, they get the device off him. They try and leave, but they get in a bit of a car chase that he sets on them. Tom Cruise does inject that thing into his leg and gets the correct version, like, it's in Paris. It's in the Louvre.
Yeah. Why is this alien hiding in a
landmark?
In a listed like a landmark? Like, yeah, why is it just...
Yeah.
Because this movie needed to have a scene where the Louvre blows up, basically.
Well, just like something identifiable.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a bit much to do it in the Eiffel Tower.
Sure, yeah. At least they dodged that. They were like,
yeah.
What's the second most famous thing in France?
Yeah. I mean, at least it didn't have a moment where, like, you see, like, the Mona Lisa or something. Like, the Mona Lisa doesn't get blown up in this.
Well, the Mona Lisa would be not a very impressive explosion. It's teeny.
Well, exactly, but, like... I wouldn't put it past this film to be like, hey, let's destroy some art or something.
Okay, sure.
Like, it just shows mindless destruction.
I'm just imagining now, like, someone's walking around the museum. What museum is the Mona Lisa? Is it the
Louvre?
The Louvre,
yeah. Okay.
And just, like, the tiny little underwhelming Mona Lisa portrait just kind of goes, poof. Oh my. Oh, the drama.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So they find out where the alien really is. It's in the Louvre.
But in doing so... They lose their car race. Car race?
What car race?
What am I talking about?
I don't know.
No,
This is a different film.
car chase. That's the word.
They lose the car chase. They're caught.
Yeah, they're caught. Their car gets crashed into, or they crash their car or whatever. They're both injured.
Oh, that's when they go to the cottage.
And no, I've skipped over the cottage, but I will go back to it.
Okay, fine.
Because I just got mixed up. And Tom Cruise starts bleeding out. He wakes up in the hospital. He's had his blood transfusion. He has lost the power.
He loses the power, yeah.
Yeah. Emily Blunt nearly kills him. And he's like, whoa, I lost it. Don't kill me. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, please don't kill me. Yeah, and then he knows it's in the Louvre and whatever. But the previous bit where they go to the cottage, that was weird, right?
I didn't understand. So there's a whole sequence.
In fact, I think it was this that leads to the dam eventually, wasn't it?
Okay.
It's yeah, that's definitely it. They know they need to go to like a German dam or whatever, so they try and get away from the battle. They find this caravan park that's near the coast of wherever they land. There's a couple of vehicles there. Tom Cruise knows the only two of them that may still work. He goes to one, she goes to the other. The other one, which has a caravan on it for whatever reason, does work.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise does say, don't forget to detach the caravan. What does she do?
She forgets.
She forgets.
So, yeah, this whole sequence confused me. So it all builds up to them being alone in a cottage where they think they're going to find the alien initially. It's where the alien's supposed to be, but then it turns out that's not where the alien is.
No, they're just going on a road trip at this point.
Okay.
Their car runs out of fuel, and so they go a little bit on foot. They find this cottage. They stop there for a bit. And conveniently, there's a helicopter in the barn.
Sure.
Because apparently that's just how French people are. They just have helicopters in their barns.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate convenience for this movie. Yeah, then she's like, oh, great, so we can fly from here. I'm like, helicopters are super noisy.
Yes.
And not very fuel efficient as well, if I'm sure. I don't think it's more efficient to fly than it is to like drive.
Yeah.
Because Tom Cruise does say, we could just take the fuel out of that, put it in the car.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's loads of sense. But no, she's insistent on doing that, so they're searching for the keys or whatever. It takes them a while. The next morning, Tom Cruise makes her a coffee and says, do you want sugar? Oh, it's 3 sugars, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, we've done this before.
Yeah.
And this film goes down this whole weird route of, kind of a Groundhog Day route of like, oh, Tom Cruise is just trying to bang her now.
Basically, yes.
But it's only for like one scene.
They have this emotional connection in this. They have this very emotional conversation, and all of this stuff about how we've been here before, and you told me about your difficult relationship with your father and whatever, and your middle name is Rose and all this shit. And then he says, "Oh, by the way, you always die at this point."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why do you keep coming back here? What is this serving to your What is this serving to the mission? What is this serving to the mission for you to keep coming back to this clear dead end?" I didn't get it.
I think he's just trying to find the right way through that dead end, and he gives up, doesn't he? And he does something else.
Okay.
Eventually.
Because I thought it was like, okay, they think the alien's here, and then they figure out it's not, and then eventually they figure out it's in the Louvre.
Yeah.
But it seems like they just keep going back there just so that they can have this emotional conversation.
Well, I think that they're on their way to the dam where they find out that there is no alien there, and the cottage is like the halfway point, essentially. Okay. The thing that I don't feel like he tried was just not being a creepy bastard.
Sure.
Because he says, like, if you get in a helicopter, you're gonna die. And she's like, doesn't say it, but like, I'm way too angry at you, you creepy dick. I'm gonna get in a helicopter anyway. Maybe try a different tactic.
Sure.
Like
I was really disappointed.
Maybe try not flirting.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when they went in on a whole, and this is when it just became a generic Tom Cruise movie, when they really went in on the whole love story angle, because it didn't need to be there.
No, not at all. Like it wasn't there for the majority of the film.
No, and then it
was there for this scene, and then like near the end,
and then there's a kiss at the end, and I like groaned out loud when they kissed. I was like, no, we don't need this.
No, it doesn't add anything at all.
No.
It takes stuff away.
And I'm sorry, but Tom Cruise is too old to be kissing Emily Blunt. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look normal anymore, Tom. You just let it go.
No.
Anyway, let's try and get this plot home. So eventually they find out where the alien really is. It's in the Louvre. They recruit J Squad, our merry band of misfits.
Yep.
They all go fight off the aliens. All of J Squad have essentially sacrificed themselves. Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise find the alien. She sacrifices herself. Well, they have a kid. They have a smooch. She sacrifices herself to distract all the other aliens, giving him a chance to dive into the Louvre's pool section.
Before hesitating loads,
Of course,
by the
yeah.
way. Just like, oh, she's dying. Oh, no. Oh, what do
Yeah.
I do? I'm just going to stand here and think about it for a bit.
Yes, exactly. He dives into the Louvre's pool.
It's a flooded...
Whatever. Yeah, fine.
there's not a swimming pool in
Well,
that
I didn't
museum.
think there was, but I was confused. Swims down to the bottom, drops some grenades, which explode underwater. Kills it, and breaks the cycle. Is killed.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed, so he dies.
Yeah.
But in his last moment, he unpins the grenades.
Yeah.
There's a big explosion. The aliens are wiped out. Humanity wins. And then we zip back around again, and Tom Cruise once again wakes up on the first day again.
Yeah, it's the day before, I think.
It's the day. Okay, well, things have changed because now the aliens have been defeated.
Yeah.
So then he goes and once again meets Emily Blunt. She doesn't remember him apparently, but then the film ends with him smiling because he knows he can now tell her everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or not, whatever.
And it just kind of ends...
Just ends there.
Like that. There's not really I was kind of expecting a bit more of like a cliffhanger or like a little sequel hook or something.
Much like Source Code, this movie ended a scene too long.
Yeah.
Because it wanted a sequel, which
Yeah.
apparently is in production, but whether it'll ever get made now, because it's been like 6 years. But much like Source Code, it had a great ending where all of our heroes die, noble sacrifice, great, but they saved the world, good. But because it's a Tom Cruise movie, it has to bring it back for a potential sequel. And I just,
Wait, did it bring about a potential sequel?
Well, I mean, he's still alive.
Oh,
if he just died and that was the end of it.
I think that's... No, I agree that would have been a better place to end it, but it's not that good of a film.
No, of course not. No.
I don't really think it's a sequel hook. It's just more sort of they couldn't resist giving it that level of happy ending.
It's like Tom Cruise doesn't die in movies. It's like in his contract, I'm sure. He doesn't die in movies, so yeah.
But hey, it works for his career.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's it. Tom Cruise wins. Shocker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just before sunrise this morning, a large surge of energy was detected in Paris. We do not know exactly what this signifies, but the result appears to be a total collapse of the enemy's capacity to fight. Russian and Chinese troops are now moving across Europe without resistance. Tomorrow, we advance on the Western Front. We believe we are marching to claim a victory for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our countrymen, for the entire human race.
Do you want to rank the 4 movies we've done? So we did Groundhog Day, Source Code, See You Yesterday, and this.
I think this is decidedly my least favourite.
Yeah, same, I think.
I like, and it's not bad. This has been a good season. They've all been like entertaining popcorn movies. This one has the least. It's bringing the least to the table, I would say.
And also to review the season, do you think that these have been repetitive at all?
I mean, yes, by their very nature, but no, I think they've all taken a different approach. I think we've managed to pick 4 quite distinctly different, like time loop movies.
Yeah.
No, I've not. I've enjoyed this season. It's been a good one.
Excellent. All right. So before we get to pitching sequels, just want to let the listeners know
Drinking games
that we like to drink.
Yes.
Okay. What do you got then?
Okay. First one, big one. Drink for accents.
Oh yeah.
This movie is such an accent fest.
Yeah.
Every single character has an entirely different regional accent. It really tickled me, especially like J Squad. Like J Squad were really just thrown together from all the bizarre like regional accents. Like I feel like all the actors were just told just make something up. You can be from anywhere, literally. Like there's one woman who I honestly have no idea what she was going for. I think the actress is British. You know, like I think it's the butch lesbian one you were talking about.
Yeah.
She's got this weird mix of like deep South American yokel mixed with like South London. It's very strange. Yeah, the accents are everywhere in this movie. And every character's got a very strong accent.
Definitely a lot going on.
Apart from Tom Cruise, who just doesn't have one. But
drink whenever Tom Cruise looks very unhappy that he needs to act being injured.
Yes. I did like his whole resistance to being shot in the head.
Yeah.
Or to being killed. Like, I mean, on the one hand, he's got to have been through how many deaths?
Oh, loads.
This movie definitely has them. Of the 4 we've done, this has the most loops back. Like, just because it's so fast and choppy. He must have been doing it for years to get to this level that he's at the end. But yeah, it never really goes into like the psychological toll that might be taking on a person to just be like doing the same day over and over again and being shot in the head or killed in some horrific way every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, that would break you down.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't remotely I mean, it's not supposed to be like an Oscar, deep psychological study, but it really doesn't even touch on that. It's just like, oh well.
So yeah, drink anytime he repeats.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously.
That's an obvious one,
Yeah.
Okay, here's one that I noticed. Drink for helmet removal or helmet dismissal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really, again, clearly it is in Tom Cruise's contract. Tom Cruise will not be filmed wearing a helmet for more than 5 seconds. Like, this hair is too good. It's too expensive. This hair is a helmet.
Yeah.
It is, he's paid a lot of money for this hair. He wants it on show. He will not wear a helmet in a battle scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They even, like, acknowledge it at one point. They're just like, why aren't you wearing a helmet? It's a distraction from my fabulous hairline.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Drink anytime the naked guy dies.
Oh, yeah. He's probably our closest to a comic relief character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Drink every time Emily Blunt planks.
Oh, that was literally what I had next as well.
It's like they say she's like a yoga person or something, but I feel like that's the only move she knows.
Yeah, yeah.
She doesn't do any other like cool yoga tricks, but I mean, her weapon of choice is just a giant cricket bat.
It's a sword, but yeah.
But I mean, it's.
It hardly feels like the best weapon.
No, not at all. Like, considering she is like.
Like, surely that should be a last resort. Like, close up fighting.
Yeah,
exactly. With something that is super fast.
Yeah, I guess it's part of her whole brand, but it doesn't seem very convenient. But, there's loads of really funny behind the scenes stuff about this movie. I mean, obviously it's a Tom Cruise movie, of course. He did his own stunts. Mm-hmm. Very impressive, Tom. He's just going to kill someone one day. Like, himself or someone else is going to die on a Tom Cruise movie, and that's going to be the end of his career. Because he just doesn't know when to say no.
I hope that he dies in a movie, but like late enough into the filming stage that they can still make a movie out of it.
Sure.
Because that movie will make some money.
Yeah, sure.
That'll make some serious coin.
Yeah, it'll be like Oliver Reed in Gladiator, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like turned up to 10 now.
Sure, absolutely.
Like,
it'd be like if Russell Crowe had died.
If Tom Cruise died doing a stunt.
Yes.
In a movie that they filmed.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
Sure, yeah. So the suits they wore were real suits, and they weighed like 85 pounds or something.
Well,
they were very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And you've got to think Emily Blunt probably looks like she weighs about 84 pounds. So that poor woman, like she's obviously in great shape with all the planking, but like very heavy. And so Tom Cruise did all of his own stunts. Emily Blunt also did all of her own stunts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then they brought it back, and this is where I feel like working with Tom Cruise must be such a fucking nightmare. Like, he just must be the most annoying person to work with. So he kind of shames Emily Blunt into doing all her own stunts. She does all her own stunts, whatever. She drags around that suit. Then the movie wraps. Then a few months later, they get called back for reshoots, which is a very common thing.
Yeah.
In the intervening time, Emily Blunt has discovered that she is pregnant.
Oh, no.
And she's very... but she's very early on. She's not showing. She's not told anyone apart from her husband, so she doesn't want to announce it. Okay. So she just says, this is a story she told on like talk shows.
Yeah.
So she kind of just told the directors, like, look, I'd prefer not to do my own stunts anymore. If we could actually use a stuntman, give them their money.
Yeah.
So she just asked. She didn't tell them why. She just said, "Oh, prefer really if they did the stunts instead." To which I'm sure the director was like, "Great, thank God, the insurance company can get off of that." But then apparently Tom Cruise just shamed Emily Blunt so much, like, why aren't you doing your own stunts anymore? That she was forced to just say, Tom, I'm pregnant. And she said, Tom Cruise was literally the third person to know I was pregnant after my husband and my mother. Because he wouldn't shut up about me doing my own stunts. What an irritating man.
I love it. I love it. Oh, great.
So, yeah, I have much sympathy for Emily Blunt in this movie and what she had to do. But, yeah, that was somewhat tied to the planking.
Great. Okay, so before we do the sequels, listeners, if you've enjoyed this episode or any other episode and you feel like saying thank you to me and John, well, you can do that if you go to patreon.com/beyondtheboxset. There you can support us for as much or as little as you think we're worth. We run a pay-as-you-feel system, so, pay what you think we're worth, and you get all the bonuses. The bonuses include... Sorry?
All of them.
All of them. The bonuses include a show where every week we review a film. Normally do cinema releases. At the moment we're doing a few requests, so please send in your requests, whether you become Patreon or not, send them in. You also get extended episodes of the main show, which is, I'd say, is pretty worth it.
Yeah.
You also get an exclusive Facebook group. You get a 30-second advert slot on the main show as well. And also once a month you get to choose an episode for us.
Well, one of you does.
One of you does, yeah. Not all of you.
But we cycle through. Everyone gets a chance. So.
Yeah. So all that. Patreon.com/beyondtheboxset.
Go for it.
Bonjour tout le monde, I'm Finn, and every Tuesday I host a podcast called Passport People, in which I talk to people from around the world about the places that matter to them. What is so special about each location? What makes each place tick? Where are they headed? To join us on our round-the-world trip, talking to a diverse range of fascinating people from an incredible variety of professional and cultural backgrounds, search for Passport People in Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Right, okay. I guess that I'm up first.
Yes, I believe you are.
Okay.
Sequels, I should say, yes. Sequels.
Sequels, of course. So, I've got a short one and a slightly longer one.
Okay, cool.
Let's start with the short one.
Sounds medically interesting.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Not many people have both, you know.
Okay, so this one is going to be a remake starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
And Zac Efron.
As one's Tom Cruise and one's Emily Blunt.
No, they're not the same characters. They're just like different characters, different things.
So it's the same concept.
You know what? Yeah, it's the same concept, but it's in sort of a fantasy universe kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, go with me on this.
Okay.
Now, this is like I say, go with me. They are servants to the royal family.
Okay, the British royal family.
Sure.
So there is no American royal family.
Yes.
So you've got.
Of course, there's only the two countries in the world.
What, do you want them to be Dutch?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Okay,
British.
but I'm just thinking like accent-wise. So Jake Gyllenhaal and Zac Efron, both like very American.
Okay, yeah.
Playing British or Dutch or Swedish.
Let's go. Let's stick it British. Just keep it.
Okay, so they are
stick with what we know.
British butlers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they work in hospitality for the palace.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And one day, the royal family gets abducted.
By aliens.
Nope. By an evil Gary Oldman.
Okay. I'm interested to see how this ties into Edge of Tomorrow. So the royal family are kidnapped by a standard Gary Oldman villain.
Yes. There's going to be a repetitive element to this.
Okay, sure. Okay.
So that's kind of what it's building up to, basically.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Also, all the royal guard, they are taken out by Gary Oldman's goons.
Okay.
And
Is Gary... Zac Efron and Jake Gyllenhaal, are they butlers or are they beefeaters?
I want them to just be like kind of a bit more regular. So yeah, let's go butlers.
Oh, okay.
Rather than just like they're ready to take on whatever.
Can Gary Oldman be a beefeater undercover?
Sure. Yeah,
that's
like
how he infiltrates.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that works.
I just want beefeaters.
Yeah. Yeah. So for whatever reason, those two were in the basement at the time. You know, maybe doing some chores or whatever. I don't know.
Sure. Some royal family chores. Sure.
Yeah. Nobody notices that they're there.
Okay.
And so this whole shit goes on in the palace.
Oh, so the royal family get kidnapped and they're like hiding in the corner and they see everything happen? Was that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe they're not hiding in the corner. Maybe they're just kind of unaware of it initially.
Okay.
But then when they come up from the basement, they finish their chores, like, oh my god, shit's gone down.
Oh, I see. Okay, so all the other like household have either been killed or abducted.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, pretty much. And like these two, like...
What about the corgis?
They've got... Yeah, they're dead.
Oh no.
They're gone.
Oh god, is it just like a wasteland of dead corgis?
Yeah.
Oh no.
All over the walls.
Oh,
yeah, so they've got to save the day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got to go and fight Gary Oldman and his forces of evil for the sake of the royal family.
Okay. What does Gary Oldman want?
Gary Oldman wants to make some very unreasonable demands on the country.
Okay.
Unspecified in my sequel.
Fine. Is he like a crazy Republican who doesn't want the royal family to be in charge anymore, or does he just want money?
I think he maybe a bit of both.
Okay, sure.
But just he wants to bargain with them. Basically, they're pretty good bargaining chips.
Yeah, sure.
Like imagine in real life if somebody abducted the Queen.
Yeah.
It's a good bargaining chip right there.
I mean, I wouldn't pay much for her, but you know, on the whole, sure.
Anyway, so Jake Gyllenhaal and Zac Efron, they set off to travel to Gary Oldman's castle.
He has a castle.
He has a castle.
Is he giving us a Scottish accent?
I would love that.
Okay, great.
Absolutely love that.
Full Glaswegian.
Yep.
Yeah.
In an attempt to foil his plan. Now, from here on out, it's essentially a road trip movie.
Okay.
Love a road trip.
Sure.
And with Jake Gyllenhaal and Zac Efron, it can only be a good time. But there are many obstacles along the way.
Okay.
It takes them also ages to get there because in this fantasy world that I've set this in, there's no like cars or public transport or something like that. So they're mainly doing it on foot. Like they're going on a full-on quest.
What, from like Land's End to John O'Groats? Like from London to Scotland? Like.
Yeah, because those are the same things.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when does the repetition element come in? Because that's definitely more than a one-day trip.
Well, it comes in nowish.
Okay.
Basically. Fine. Yeah, it takes them ages to get there, you know, like probably over a year.
Sure.
I
mean, wow. It doesn't take a year to walk to Scotland.
There's obstacles.
Okay, fine.
There's obstacles. there's many different seasons, many different terrains they've got to cover. The twist on this is that whatever went off in the royal palace means that they now find themselves repeating.
Okay.
So that every now and then, whenever, they come up against some goons and they have a fight and they lose, they die, they go back to the last time that they woke up.
Okay. Oh, so they can go through multiple days, weeks, months, whatever.
Yeah, it's not they always start off at the palace. They're just kind of slowly working their way there.
But every time they die, they go back to the start of that same day?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they're just day by day trying to work out the exact best way to live that day.
Okay.
And just get past all the things.
Okay, so they just keep dying, basically, and that's the problem. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a weird setup, but for whatever reason, they go with it, and it works, and they go all the way to his castle.
Okay.
Now, here is where I've actually finished, because I thought that you'd guess what I was doing here by now.
Is this Super Mario?
This is called Live, Stomp Goombas, Die, Repeat.
Okay.
Or Edge of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Edge of the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay.
Either title you want to go with.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. I feel like we're both on the same page with this. So, yeah, this film is a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you have been playing a lot of Super Mario recently, so
yes.
I can see why that came.
Turns out less than you.
Well,
I looked on our Switch accounts. You've played about double than I have, and I've nearly finished it.
Well, I've had the Switch for over a year. You've had it for 3 months. No, 1 month even.
So?
I'm just saying you've packed a lot more time in.
I've nearly finished it in half the time.
Okay, fine. Good for you. I like to take my time.
Just letting you know I'm better than you.
Oh, okay. Why did you choose Zac Efron and Jake Gyllenhaal?
I thought Jake Gyllenhaal would be a right good Mario.
Oh, he's Mario?
Yeah. And Zac Efron would be I didn't give him character names, did I? You didn't ask?
True, okay. How is Jake Gyllenhaal a good Mario?
I think he'd play it well.
I mean, he's a good actor. No, he's a good actor. He'd play anything well, but I don't think of him... I don't see Jake Gyllenhaal and think, oh yeah, that's Mario.
No.
He's a pot-bellied Italian, and Jake Gyllenhaal's like a movie star.
He could play larger.
Sure, okay. Right. Wouldn't be my first choice for
Mario.
Mario.
I don't know. Who do you want to cast?
Okay, no, I don't know. I'll just fair enough. He could be Mario. Whatever. Yeah, it's your movie.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But anyway, Gary Oldman is Bowser.
Bowser, okay, yeah, sure. A Scottish Bowser.
Yeah.
Great.
Now, also, this doesn't necessarily need to be like Gary Oldman is a massive lizard and Mario is literally a plumber.
Sure,
it could just kind of be a bit more realistic and a darker take on a Mario franchise.
It's like an homage.
Yeah.
Maybe you never say the word Mario, but it's just implied. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe something like that, yeah.
Okay, cool. And what was the title again? Live, Stomp, Goombas, Die, Repeat?
Yes.
Nice, very nice. Are they actually Goombas?
I'd like to say that's what the goons are. They're just just people who've taken lots of mushrooms or something. I don't know.
So is the Queen Princess Peach?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said royal family. I wanted to keep it a little bit ambiguous.
Sure, okay.
If it was Rescue the Princess, you might have got that away earlier.
Yeah, exactly. If they kidnapped Meghan Markle or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What if they kidnapped Meghan Markle and... Yeah, they kidnapped Meghan Markle and what's-her-face? The one who's everyone's forgotten because Meghan Markle's younger.
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton, Kate Middleton. They get kidnapped, and then Mario, Luigi, Jake Gyllenhaal, Zac Efron. They're Harry and Will.
They're playing Harry and Will.
Yeah. There you go. I don't think Mario and Luigi are supposed to be in the royal family, but at least you've got the brotherly thing then,
Yeah.
They can be bickering,
Yeah, that totally works.
You could kind of have a bit of satire with the royal family, them bickering over the rights of succession and how Harry left the family to, shun publicity. There's loads you could do with that.
Yeah, there is.
And it's just tone down the Mario, tone up the royal family thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that totally works, actually.
Good, okay. Very good, I like that one.
Yeah. Okay, well, the second idea I've got here is a bit more in line with this actual movie. So
okay, sure.
It's a lot less silly.
Yeah, because that last one could have been a sequel to any movie. It was very much not specifically Edge of Tomorrow. But...
I mean, Edge of Tomorrow is very much a video game, though, isn't it?
Oh, no, it is. I have
more so than any of the other ones that we've done in this season.
No, I mean, my whole sequel is a video game, so you've kind of preempted me. But
oh, right. Oh, sorry.
Well, it's okay. It's one of 3, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my second idea is called Live, Kill, Repeat.
Live, Kill, Repeat. Okay.
I think that's a good sequel title.
Yes,
I know the director wants to go with Live, Die, Repeat, Repeat.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
There's a reason that movie's not been made yet.
Yeah. I think Live, Kill, Repeat is a better title.
Yeah, sure, I agree.
It's very aggressive, and that's quite intentional. It's 20 years later.
Okay.
Tom Cruise seemingly hasn't aged and is still definitely alive. Don't even question that. He's definitely not a lizard person.
Is he 80?
humanity has moved on as well.
Okay.
They have reclaimed Europe, of course, and also adapted all the tech that the aliens brought to the planet. We now have tech to mount a similar invasion to their alien planet.
Oh, so now we're going to take them.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are they from? Are they like outside our solar system? Or is it like Uranus?
Sure. Yeah. No,
do they take a rocket to Uranus?
They take a rocket to Uranus.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, they lead a squadron.
Mm-hmm. They're still together.
They're still together, maybe partners in...
Professionally. They're still they're heading an elite crack squad.
Yeah,
okay, sure.
I don't know. Yeah, let's not make it romantic here. There's no need.
No, that's fine. Again, I'm thinking logistics. So like an 80-year-old man and a 48-year-old woman leading a squad. Sure.
Do you think she was 28 in this original one?
I don't know, how old is Emily Blunt? Like mid-30s, late 30s?
Google... Emily Blunt.
I reckon she's just under 40.
37.
37, there you go. So yeah, not far off.
Yeah, about 200 years younger than Tom.
Yes.
They lead a squadron to this alien planet to see what it's all about. And their ship, which they named La Louve,
sure, yeah.
Is capable of supporting the same time dilation thing or whatever that happened to them in the first film.
Right.
So they can go down to the alien planet and relive the same day if needs be. They can do a little recon and it's like, oh shit, that didn't work. Try it again. Unfortunately, when they go down, they basically get killed instantly.
Oh no.
And it takes them years to find the right landing spot. I mean, it takes them one day, but it takes them years.
Oh, so they're still repeating? Okay.
Yeah, but they're in control of the repeating now.
Oh, they've gained... Yeah, they've gained understanding of it, so they can just control it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seen that recent Rick and Morty episode?
No. I think I'm out with Rick and Morty.
Fair enough. Okay, well, anybody who has listeners, kind of like how Morty gets that device where he can essentially make save points in his life.
Okay.
Go back to save points. Is that?
That sounds like a very Rick and Morty plot, sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen the episode without even having to see it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So eventually they do find a spot that they can land in and actually sort of set up a camp, basically. And yeah, they eventually land their ship on the surface. They go on regular expeditions, each repeating day to learn more about the planet. And eventually they come across a group of these aliens who are living by one of the glowing orbs that kind of looks like it's grown organically.
Okay.
And remember, the orb is the thing that repeats time for the aliens.
Oh, so it's like it's the nervous system, the main, the big bad, yeah.
Yeah. So living in this group, let's call it a tribe, is one alpha and several beta aliens.
Okay.
Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt are noticed immediately and killed, but like the point is they know the location and they can just go back.
Right.
So yeah, they have to repeat the same day. Knowing that this group of aliens are around one of the orbs, they want to go and explore further, of course. So they go back in, knowing how to win the fight immediately, how it went yesterday. But again, they instantly lose. Again, and again, and again. And it turns out that because those aliens have got an orb, they are also repeating the same day.
Oh, so there's no learning to be done because they're both adapting their strategies.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So the next day they go in with bigger guns, and it takes them a few attempts, and eventually they do actually win.
Okay.
And it's not using any kind of repetitive day thing, but just...
So by win, they actually destroy the central alien thing and like win the whole thing, or just...
they destroy the alpha.
Okay, yeah.
Which, again, as it did in the first film, it rains blood all over Tom Cruise, melts him a little bit,
sure,
and repeats their day. Now, they were already on a time loop, but now Tom Cruise has just got struck again by this alien blood, like and they don't know what's going to happen now.
A double time loop.
So they go back to the tribe, and Tom Cruise finds that the fight they have is exactly the same as yesterday's. So he is now back in a time loop. It's great.
So he's at a time loop ahead of the aliens because they're not able to anticipate what he's doing.
But however, Emily Blunt, she's experiencing the same fight as Tom Cruise, but she doesn't have any memory of doing this yesterday at all.
Okay, this sounds convoluted.
Yes. And yeah, she gets injured. But yeah, Tom taking his new blood has put him on a new time loop that kind of supersedes Emily Blunt's time loop.
Okay.
I realise that this is all I've written.
Okay. You set up a very complex setup here.
Yeah.
So...
I think the way I wrote this was just kind of, and then...
Okay.
And then this.
Okay. So, Tom Cruise...
I kind of want to see them, like, not quite nearly overthrowing the aliens, well, maybe something like that, but just kind of realising that the aliens... hey, they're not all bad at all. Like, oh, now we've become the dominant species.
Oh, I see.
Because now we're the people invading their land and destroying them.
Maybe, yeah, and maybe Tom Cruise with his multiple, like the blood going into his brain multiple times, hitting these multiple levels. Maybe he starts seeing the aliens not as these crazy CGI tentacle creatures, but as like sentient beings with thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And he starts to relate to them.
Yeah.
You know, like how in the Alien franchise, I mean, this movie has a lot of Alien parallels anyway. In the Alien movies, when Sigourney Weaver becomes pregnant with the alien at that one point, and she starts like, I know that's not a very good movie, but like, you know, she starts empathizing with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe Tom Cruise starts to empathize with the aliens a little bit, and maybe he has visions where instead of being crazy tentacle creatures, they're humanoid. So you know, so we can get the sense of empathizing with them. And maybe is the main alien played by Nicole Kidman, his ex-wife in real life? Maybe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that could be good.
And then maybe we'll get this whole thing where we think the aliens are evil because what was that again? That was a movie. What was that movie when the alien invaders turn out to be the good guys, or they turn out to be they've also suffered, and then
It's District 9.
Maybe District 9, yeah. Maybe it turns out the aliens.
When District 9 is like the apartheid, basically.
Yes, it is. But maybe this is like not dissimilar, where the aliens have been. They've invaded Earth, and that's terrible. But maybe it's because they've been forced out, and it's a self-defense thing. And then Tom Cruise learns to empathize with them, realizes that by going back and getting revenge on them, you know, that they become as bad as the aliens were.
Yeah.
And maybe he learns to make peace.
Maybe he learns that there's just like a bigger truth to the whole situation.
Maybe that sets up film number 3.
Yeah. Something like that. But yeah, so that's live, kill, repeat.
Live, kill, repeat. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it, like the futility of war.
Yeah. Because, you know, in the first film, the humans were on the back foot, they were dying, and then in this film, they're the opposite.
Yes, they're the aggressors.
Yeah.
Okay. It took a while to get there, but I think we found something there.
Yeah, just about. All right, what have you got for me?
Okay, I have 3 small ideas this week.
Yeah.
The first one is, we've already kind of discussed it. I very much noticed that this film is a video game.
Yes.
It's like more than I think any other movie that's not explicitly a video game that I've ever seen. It's just such a video game. Like, it really taps into, again, I think both of us being like on lockdown recently, I've played a lot of video games, and that thing when you're on like a really hard level of a game and you just keep dying and you enter a kind of, like, if I'm on a super hard Mario level, like, you go through phases, don't you? You play it a few times and you get really annoyed and you start like swearing at the screen and being like, fuck off!
Yeah.
And then you just go past that and you enter this kind of zen-like state of acceptance where you just kind of keep playing the level over and over again and you just keep dying and like hours pass and you just like don't even think anymore. You're just like, yes, I've died again. Like you become slightly psychotic. Like, oh, okay.
These levels that have really, really got to you and annoyed you and you've been swearing at, once you have completed them and, like, you know, fully got all the coins and everything, have you then ever gone back just to, like, you know what, I really enjoyed that, playing that level for those 5 weeks that I played it?
No, not at all.
Oh, I've gone back and played it. Yeah, just like, you know, that hard one I was telling you about the other day, like, I've gone back.
Fish,
I've gone back and, like, yeah, that was alright, actually. I played that again.
Okay, no. It's like a
I didn't win it, but...
No, it's like being released from something. It's like, oh, I'm free. Oh, bizarre. Weird relationship with games. Anyway, so I'm thinking, essentially, this whole movie, it turns out, it was a video game. Yeah. So the end of this movie, as we discussed, like, he beats the bad guys, then he loops around again, he wakes up again, finds Emily Blunt, smiles, cuts to black. So we pick up this movie, that exact moment, cuts to black again, and that is because the game is over.
Okay.
And actually, the cut to black is the console being turned off. Like, whoever was playing, Tom Cruise is literally like the video game, the playable character.
Yeah.
And so now the game has been switched off. And I'm thinking if this is kind of a mix between Wreck-It Ralph and also Toy Story, in which Tom Cruise is our Buzz Lightyear figure. Yeah. Where he's the only one who doesn't realise it's a game. Yeah. Okay. So the lights go off, and now he wakes up, but instead of being in the same time loop, he wakes up in like Game Central Station, right, which is what it was in Wreck-It Ralph. It's like the conduit meeting point where all the different games. If you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, you know all of the different games in this arcade, all the characters. You've got your Donkey Kong.
Okay, so is that who he's meeting up with then?
Yes, but it's a very 2020 take on that. And instead of being a bunch of old arcade games from the 80s, I'm thinking this is a film that is fully just a shameless bit of product placement for Nintendo. Okay. And he's just inside Nintendo Switchland.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got Mario and Luigi and Zelda, and also you've got the cast of Animal Crossing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, and I'm thinking that initially the plot is he's Buzz Lightyear. He thinks he's human. He thinks he's just saved the world, and all the other characters know that they're in a game. Like, they know that they're Nintendo characters. Much like in Wreck-It Ralph, they're very self-aware. But he doesn't know, and so he has to like be trained to understand that, and he's very gung-ho. He's like, much like Buzz Lightyear. He's like, I know I'm going to save the world. And it's like, it's a game. There's no world. Like, just relax. But I'm thinking that the main plot, so once he's been deprogrammed a little bit, and he has to, like, the first half of this movie is him making peace with the fact that he's actually a game. He's not a person. And that's obviously quite a traumatic experience. There's a lot of denial. Eventually, he makes some friends, maybe Zelda, maybe Mario, whatever, who help him to understand who he really is.
I just thought of way better casting for Mario and Luigi.
Go on.
Jude Law.
Yes, as Mario?
Mario.
Okay. You really know these like super buff Marios, but sure. Okay.
See that? But he goes up and down.
Okay, fine.
Jude Law, he does.
Sure, okay.
He does.
He's a very dashing Mario, though, is what I'm saying. Like,
sure, Mario could be dashing.
Sure, okay, fine.
Let it happen.
Yeah, okay,
right?
I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Luigi?
Oh, I just forgotten the guy's name.
Describe him to me.
Luigi, Stephen Merchant.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a very nerdy.
That could surely work. If you're going to go British, at least.
Why not Ricky Gervais and Stephen? I mean, I hate Ricky Gervais, but you've got a natural Mario there and Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, it's just because I don't like Ricky Gervais.
No, never do. I think I don't want him to play Mario. That'd be awful. But
yeah,
he'd be like an ironic, sarcastic Mario. I wouldn't like that. No,
he'd be horrible. Personality-wise, he's horrible. He's got the body.
Yes, but he doesn't have the. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right. No. That should never happen. Let's take that off. I don't even want to put that into the world in case someone decides that's a good idea. No. Okay. Anyway,
sorry.
So he eventually comes to terms with the fact that he is in fact a game, and then I'm thinking that due to a malfunctioning patch update, all these games get patched with updates. There's a malfunction during a patch update, and the mimics, the bad guys from whatever the game that is Edge of Tomorrow is, maybe it's called Live Die Repeat. The mimics manage to break out of the game as well and invade all the other games. And they actually, it's kind of similar to yours. They wreak havoc through like Mario and Luigi's land and stuff. But I'm thinking they also invade Animal Crossing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I almost care.
Well, it's probably really funny because Animal Crossing's so cutesy. To have all of those cute little animals
just getting massacred,
being massacred by mimics.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the game then has to be, or the film then has to be Tom Cruise rallying to save all the islanders from the mimics. Maybe turning all of this ragtag bunch of. Maybe this is the new J Squad. Maybe the new J Squad is just the cast of Animal Crossing. All of these like weird little animals who become like super like hardened fighters.
Yeah.
Because the Animal Crossing is very cutesy. So it's like, but it's like turning on its head. So he's having to turn them into an elite fighting force, kill all the mimics, drive them out of Animal Crossing land, while also paying off crippling mortgage debts from an evil capitalist raccoon who owns the game.
Okay, that makes no sense to me. It sounds ridiculous.
It's Tom Nook who owns Animal Crossing.
Tom York owns what?
Tom Nook. No, not Tom York.
Oh, sorry.
Tom Nook is the raccoon who owns you have to pay all your debts to in Animal Crossing.
Okay, cool. But not Tom York. He has
no. There's no radio. I mean, there can be a Radiohead soundtrack score, sure. But no, there's no Radiohead.
Sorry, that just really got me for a second.
No. Okay, so that was Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, these are all very thin ideas. That was Edge of Tomorrow. Live, die, cross.
Sure.
My second idea.
Live, die, grow turnips.
Live, die, grow turnips. Perfect. There we go. My second one is a prequel that tells Emily Blunt's story, her perspective, because I feel like that was very much like lacking from this film.
Big time.
Like I had so many questions. Like, why did she get so famous? Why does she use a giant cricket bat as a weapon? Like, where did she come from?
Yeah, no idea about that. But I reckon that the famous thing is just because she got. I mean, you'll probably get into this. She got the repetitive thing, and just did really well with it.
Sure,
and just like made a big reputation for herself. Like, oh my god, this private just like won a whole battle for us. Like, let's make her a poster girl.
Sure, you could do that. But basically, what I was thinking. No. So I didn't mean to dismiss it. I'm like, no, I've not really gone on that road, but sure, you could do that. So I was kind of just thinking, based on who Emily Blunt is in this film, as the mecha, as Full Metal bitch. She's a very distinct character. I was kind of thinking, like, who was this character before the war? What's her origin? So I thought it'd be really cool to have an origin story for this character.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is that before the alien invasion, her character was working as an editorial assistant at Vogue magazine.
Like Devil Wears Prada sort of thing?
Yes, she's Emily from the Devil Wears Prada, basically.
Oh, yeah, of course, the same actor, yeah. Right.
Same actor.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Make the connection, Harry, come on. But I'm thinking like years of like yoga and Pilates and insane diets and working for a monstrous boss has left her kind of unusually well suited to a post-apocalyptic world. So actually she handles the alien invasion very well.
Okay.
She's used to taking on ridiculous orders and like doing anything she can to survive.
In her eyes, are all the aliens what's the face?
Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she just hears Miranda Priestley's voice in all of the aliens.
Great.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I more meant Anne Hathaway, but you said Meryl Streep first, and whatever works.
Well, Meryl Streep's the monster in that film. Anne Hathaway is just an annoyance to
Emily Blunt. Meryl Streep's more like the
I know she worships her, yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, that's true, but Anne Hathaway's not a villain.
To Emily Blunt she is.
Not like, I don't think actively.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun if it's like if the aliens are like Miranda Priestley.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I will never say no to Meryl Streep invading a planet.
Indeed, yeah, exactly. That's all she sees. But and maybe she works out her rage at all the years of being undervalued by Meryl by like imagining the aliens with her voice and her body and her face and just like, whacking them with bats. Just she's working through a lot of rage.
Yeah.
But also because of her industry experience, in the publications, magazines world, she understands the importance of branding. And so that's why she brands herself as the Full Metal Bitch.
Sure.
And she finally manages to, step into the spotlight, essentially. As, hence her being like a famous person in this world.
Yeah.
And then obviously we'll follow through how she gets the power of reliving every day, and then how she loses that somehow. And it's a whole prequel. I've not really done a lot with this, but I just thought it'd be interesting to like link it to The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, it definitely works.
Yeah. So that's The Edge of Tomorrow. The Devil Wears Something. I don't know. I didn't really go into that. That was my smallest idea. Sure. Yeah. My final one. So this third idea is based around J Squad.
Okay.
The ragtag bunch of randomly accented people who Tom Cruise gets thrown in with.
Yep.
Because again, I feel like their whole movie, like we talked about how they probably had a lot of scenes cut. So I was thinking, like, what is this squad of like mismatched weirdos? Like, how did they get thrown together? Like, they're clearly not people who've been in the same world before. Like, they've got accents from all over the place. They're very much a ragtag group. So I'm thinking they're definitely like the Army's reject squad. There's no question. These are not like the front line people. Well, they are the front line. They're not like the A squad at all. So this is the one where all the rejects go. And that makes sense because Tom Cruise has been demoted and sent as a punishment. So let's say he's been sent to this squad that is essentially just the cannon fodder squad. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking they all get sent on suicide missions, essentially. They are fully cannon fodder. This is what the squad is. It's, purely cannon fodder. So I was thinking, what could they be? Like, could they literally be like a suicide squad? But then I thought, no, that's too obvious.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you thought that.
I was like, yeah, because they could all be like ex-cons or something, and that's why. Yeah, what have they done to deserve to be thrown into J Squad? And then I thought a bit harder, and then I thought, well, what could J Squad stand for?
Okay.
And then I thought, well, there's only one answer.
Joker Squad?
Jellicle Squad.
Oh no.
These are all people because this film takes place in this film's set in 2020. This alien invasion happens in like mid 2020 according to this movie, right?
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. Did you not notice the scene in the montage where, because this film was like shot in 2014 or whatever, there's a shot at the beginning of like real world footage of like the world responding, and they have like a brief shot of Hillary Clinton because they clearly thought this when they made this movie, they thought, oh, she's the next president, obviously. Oh, so sad.
If only that was the world that we actually lived in.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, what I'm thinking is the aliens.
Is this what would happen if Clinton got in though?
Yeah, she would have opened the door to all the illegal aliens. Yeah. So yeah. If not for that wall, So yeah, I'm thinking in this movie's universe, the aliens attacked shortly after the release of the movie Cats.
Yep.
And I'm thinking everyone on J Squad was involved in the making of that film. Like, on the crew,
Okay.
And so basically for the crime of being involved with that movie, they were all sentenced to be put in like the worst cannon fodder squad in all of the American armed forces.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking that would explain why they're from all over the place. Like some of them like sound engineers or choreographers or whatever. They've all got parts. Maybe guy from Game of Thrones was like an extra or something. He was like James Corden's body double. Who knows? Something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that we could have an origin story of how they got thrown together and how they ended up being put on J Squad, and maybe they're all like really theatrical types, and like that's what we don't see is that like whenever they're alone in this squad, as well as like gambling, they're also trying to like put on shows, and all the other squads hate them because all the other squads are like properly. It'd also explain why they're so fond of stupid jokes that aren't funny. Like that stupid joke that they keep making, like, hey, there's something wrong with your suit, there's a dead guy in it. Like, they just keep throwing out stupid jokes, and all the other squads hate them because they're just so lame and annoying. And but I'm also thinking like it explains why they're so hard bitten. Because in this, like, you know, in these very bleak scenarios when they know they're being sentenced to their death, you know, they seem like they're quite well adjusted to it.
Yeah.
In this movie, so I'm thinking maybe there could be like a scene where they're talking about, you know, their experiences and they're all like smoking and contemplating their imminent death. So maybe the night before the invasion, maybe Tom Cruise is in this movie and he's asking them how they can cope with, you know, the prospect of imminent death, and maybe Dontos or one of them can say something, can take like a deep drag on a cigarette and say, "You think war's bad? I've seen Dame Judi Dench's anus."
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's Edge of Tomorrow Jellicle Squad.
Well, that sounds suitably shit.
Yes, I think so. I would like to see that movie. Of my three, that's the one I'd most like to watch. Just a ragtag bunch of like Cats movie refugees.
Oh, that'd be such a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so listener submissions. Let's see what they've come up with.
Sure, yeah.
Now, I've had plenty of these ones. So first one, Dave Bedard says The Edge of Yesterday.
Yeah. Standard.
Plenty of that. The Middle of Today, Today, Groundhog Day, that sort of thing.
Sure.
I've had many people, I think you've seen, including Ross Burton, saying, "Hey, the same film again."
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we've had that for literally everyone in this
season. It's a standard.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys, we're done with it. Andy Lane is definitely somebody I disagree with. Okay. He says, apparently it was planned and was going to be called Live, Die, Repeat and Repeat, which is frankly going to beat any suggestions for silly titles anybody might suggest here.
All right, he's thrown the gauntlets.
He really has, but I think Live, Die, Repeat and Repeat can be beaten.
I think so too. It just sounds like the back of a shampoo bottle.
Jordan Orr says, Vertex of the Day After Tomorrow.
What's a vertex?
You know, I don't know. It's a cool word, though.
Is it a word? Is it like the opposite of a vortex?
Vertex, the highest point, the top, or apex.
Oh, okay. That's new.
You know
to
what?
me.
Actually, yeah. Like if it's an edge. For
so
example.
it's the edge of the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works. Okay.
I learned a new word.
Me too.
Great.
I've already forgotten it. Okay, so Colin Spenrath says, lather, dye, rinse, repeat. It's the exact same movie, but it's told from the point of view of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible 2 hairstyle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
I like that. Tom Cruise, long hair. Great time.
It was 2 like in the 90s?
Yeah, 2 was the bad one.
Oh, okay.
In the 90s.
I can't really remember, because I feel like Tom Cruise has...
Oh, I think you'd love it. I think Tandy Newton's in it.
Oh, is that the one with Tandy Newton? Okay. I feel like Tom Cruise's hair now is basically just Lego. He just really... He has that weird, obviously artificial hairline of a person who's just like, it ain't moving. Like, it's just... He has Lego hair, essentially, so...
Yeah. And I've got one last one here.
Okay.
Manuel Cortez Lozano says, live fast, die furious, repeat until it's no longer profitable at the box office.
Yes. Is that this meets the Fast and Furious franchise?
I guess, yeah. It's the Fast and Furious until it fails.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah. It just sounds like a general Hollywood thing as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a few as well. First one is from Paul Hawkins from Blockbusters podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to apologise wholeheartedly to Paul. I've missed a couple of his suggestions recently. And it's not because they're not great. I've just literally missed them. I do apologise. They are very much appreciated, Paul. I will really try to make sure we read out all of your ideas in the future. Mm-hmm. So Paul has said, Edge Tomorrow of. The same film, but done in the style of Memento.
Okay.
Just to make it really hard to follow.
Yeah.
So I guess it's the same plot, but it's filmed in the non-narrative structure of Memento. Also, it ends with a scene where we see Tom Cruise's character, William Cage, has been telling his story to an Alcoholics Anonymous style group. So, instead of just seeing it, there's like a framing device, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to get a bunch of cameos in this group, including Phil Connors, Rob Anderson, and Sean Fentress as fellow members of the Time Loop Survivors meeting. Okay. So they're all characters from Time Loop movies like Groundhog Day. What was Sean Fentress called? That was Source Code, wasn't it? Sean Fentress was Sean Code?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Like a Time Loop Survivors support group. Yeah. I love that.
Definitely.
And the scene ends with Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, walking in and saying he just has a few questions for them all. So that's very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, me
Edge
too.
Tomorrow of. Good genre mix there. See, you mentioned that our old pal Ross Burton was one of the many people who suggested releasing a sequel called Edge of Tomorrow 2, but it's the same film. Mm-hmm. But then Matthew Jackson also commented on Ross's post and suggested an improvement on that, saying Edge of Tomorrow, but it's from the perspective of the aliens. So it's going to show half an hour of the protagonist almost winning before people realising they're watching the exact same movie, but from the other perspective. So that could also be a good way to humanise the mimics, because we never do figure out like who they are or what they want. So
that would be good.
That could work,
Yeah.
Okay. A few more quick fire ones. Corey Johnson said, live, die, repeat 2. Live more, die more, repeat more.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just more.
More, yeah.
Paige Hinson said, live, die, repeat 2. Live, laugh, love. David Potts said, I think they already made that movie. Isn't it called The Day After Tomorrow? Which, sure. I mean, in title alone, but sure. Yeah. Zach Dawson said, The Beginning of Yesterday. This is my personal favourite. Rob Trainer said, The Edge of Christmas.
Ooh,
where Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise have to prevent Tim Allen from killing Santa Claus. That's a whole lot of genre mixes there.
Sure.
But imagine just this film, but as a Christmas movie, like for no reason. I like that. Like the repeating day is Christmas Day.
Did you?
I pitched that. Yeah,
Groundhog Day.
I pitched Groundhog Day as Christmas, but imagine throwing that in with an action movie as well.
That could be really something.
Yeah, that's a whole lot to work with.
Like a Die Hard repeat or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Scott Hillman says this is a sequel. Cage, Tom Cruise's character, is now a celebrity after the end of the first movie. He saved the world, he's famous. And he's involved in making a movie of the events of the first movie. So let's say humanity has beaten the mimics, and now they're making a movie out of the whole thing. Because what else are people going to do?
Makes sense.
But as he watches the events over and over, he realises that somehow the aliens are using the movie to invade Earth again.
What?
So...
How?
I don't know, maybe this is the thing. Maybe like the act of repetition of like filming it is it's their way of infiltrating it, and maybe like all the directors and stuff, or are secretly aliens. I don't know, but it's like infiltrating. So he has to kind of shut down the production. So that could work. A few more, nearly done. John Tordoff said, Tom Cruise dies safely in his bed of old age, then immediately zooms back to waking up on those bags again. So yeah, the loop goes back. I had a question, I forgot to mention this. So, another logic question. And this is the thing I always have with these time loop movies. Does the timeline end as soon as Tom Cruise dies? Or does the day like play out after he dies? Is it like creating different universes?
Well, yeah, again, we don't know if it's creating different parallel universes or if it is just repeating universe.
Because I'm thinking, what the hell is Emily Blunt doing to explain the fact that for hundreds of thousands of days, she's just shooting some random soldier for no reason? Like, someone's going to walk in and be like, why did you kill that guy? Yeah. And she'll be like,
He broke his arm.
Yeah. Put him out of his misery. Yeah. She's got a hell of a body count.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. Anyway. Different movie. Two more. Moira... Oh, actually, this might be my favourite. Moira Iona Morgan said, Edging Them Tomorrow, a blue ball porn parody.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Edging, you know. And finally, Xander Boutel said, Live, Fry, Repeat. It's just about... Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise opening a calamari restaurant together after the war. They've realised there's no sexual chemistry between them, but each is the only one who understands the other's trauma. In this lo-fi character study two-hander, we learn that the only thing they truly need to do over and over is love themselves.
Aww.
Yeah, so it's like a small character study where they open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Very good. And so thank you everybody for those sequel ideas. We ask for your listener submissions every week, a few days before we record, by putting posts out on Facebook and Twitter, where you can post your ideas. So make sure you like and follow our pages if you don't want to miss out. To listen to more episodes of Beyond the Box Set, you can subscribe and browse our back catalogue on any podcasting platform, including iTunes, including iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and many others, all of which you can also leave us a 5-star review if you so wish. It really helps us to reach new listeners, so please consider doing that. As mentioned before, we're also available on Patreon, which is exclusively for the people who would rate us more than 5 stars if they could. You can find all the relevant links in the description below or at beyondtheboxset.com. And next week, Harry, we're back to you. Are we sticking with the season, or are you just going are you going rogue?
We're done now.
We're done, okay.
We're done. We've done 4.
We've broken the cycle, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good season. Like,
I've enjoyed this season. This has been a good time, yeah.
It turned out alright. I felt like it was a bit iffy initially.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if this was going to be a good film, at least to talk about.
Sure.
And I didn't remember Source Code very well. I assumed Groundhog Day would be alright.
Yeah.
And then I had to come up with a 4th film out of somewhere.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah.
But now we're moving on to something else. Well, going back to normal, just no season at all.
Regular pick, for a while.
And next week I have I believe it's a film from New Zealand in 2006.
Okay.
It is a film that I watched as a young teenager.
Okay.
and that's the only time I watched it, and I do not know how good this is.
Okay.
If it's a good film, if it's a
I'm
bad film.
intrigued.
But it might be an absolutely shit film, and it might be a really good time.
Okay.
It's called Black Sheep.
Oh, is this that one about the killer sheep?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm excited. I've not seen it, but I've not seen it. But I remember like when it came out, and it was like, oh, a movie about killer sheep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for that.
Oh yeah.
What inspired this?
Just thought.
Just been on the list.
Yeah, this came up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, very happy with that choice.
Yeah.
Great. Cool.
I think this is going to be a really good time. We'll have to wait and see because again, I've not watched it since.
Could very
maybe
much go
when
either
it came
way,
out.
but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm here for it. Great.
Might be another sausage party, but that was a good time. That was a good time.
I feel like this will be better.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much, listeners. Join us next week for Black Sheep.
Join us next week, Black Sheep. See you next time, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Yes? What do you want?